affected. What are some ways that aging can affect a dog's health? I know that one of the 8 major classes of conditions that CBD can help in dogs is aging and wellness. So, how exactly do we notice a dog's health decrease as it ages?
Yeah, and it's a very subjective thing and also very individually specific as well. But one of the first things that we generally see is just the inability to get up and move around like they normally do. And this might start with something as large as jumping into the car, or maybe going for a walk. Maybe they get very, very tired towards the end of the walk, and then that will slowly progress as time moves on. So generally, mobility issues tend to be the thing that we see first. The other thing that a lot of pet parents will see is a little bit of senility. And sometimes they'll say to me as a veterinarian, he's just not acting the same, or they have very non-specific ways of saying that the brain simply isn't acting normally. And I always joke with my families and say, well, we're all going to be that way also. It's very similar to what we find in ourselves as well.
I know that earlier we were saying that there's CB1 and CB2, and one of them works really well with your organs and your system of your cardiovascular system.
Yes.
But you said that the other CB1, I think, was the one that worked well with your nervous system and your brain. So when you're talking about aging dogs having, sometimes their their personality might change a little bit. That's something that particular, what would it be? What is it called?
Which one, the ECS?
The CB1 is called a what?
The receptor?
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about CB1 versus CB2, CB1 working with your brain and your nervous system, I mean, that works with those receptors perfectly. I don't know what I'm saying. When we're talking about CB1 and CB2. So CB1, yes. I know we talked about how there's CB1 and CB2, and they're both different receptors, but one of them was particularly effective with the brain and the nervous system. So when you're just telling me about aging dogs and how sometimes their personality can change a little bit, that seems like it's perfect for the CB1 receptors and what CBD can really give, for a dog, an aging dog.
Yeah, absolutely. So the CB1 receptors are present in so many places in our body, including the brain. And so to be able to treat those specifically with a CBD product, it helps maintain the senility a little bit longer.
Right.
It helps maintain them acting normal for a little bit longer.
And joints, you said joints and mobility. I know that's a big issue with dogs.
I just want to stay right now. By the way, do you have the card on the aging and wellness? Just take a look at it. We want to segment on joints and mobility. So let's just focus with this segment on aging.
How long do
feel free to tie in the aging to Pet Med Labs or Solar CBD product and how that can also help. So we're going to come to joints and mobility second.
Okay.
So do you want to just take a look at some of these and again tie that into the
Okay.
Pet Med Labs, our senior canine treat, you talk about being beef, liver, CBD, etc. And go through that and look at some of the questions related to the issue of just aging.
Okay.
How long do cats and dogs live? That was one of the
Well,
questions.
this is saying like kidney, liver, heart, glaucoma. So in terms of it being a question.
How about what health issues do senior dogs deal with?
Yeah.
Some other issues.
And then, yeah. So, okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
And again, Pet Med Labs has a special senior blend, so take it from.
So what health issues do we see in older dogs aside from their having the joint issues and maybe sometimes their personality is a little bit different? What's happening within their body medically?
Yep. So and again, species specific tends to be something that we talk about so much. Dogs tend to their immune system can be decreased as they age, just as with all of us. But also there's different autoimmune disorders that can creep up. There's different cancers that can creep up as well. But a lot of the times mobility issues tend to be one of the things, along with just normal brain function, that we see most commonly.
Right. And I know that you said that different cancers can pop up and stuff like that. It's very hard to know what's happening within the body of the dog, within the different, organs and muscles in the dog that maybe we can't see, or at least people like me that haven't studied them so well we don't really always know how well they're working. So do we see issues in dogs that age within certain organs, like, kidneys or, even stomach, or like what do we find can start to kind of lose its function over age with dogs?
Right, definitely. And kidneys is one of the more important things that we can see. And it's also very easy for us to test. So we can just do a simple blood test and we can find whether or not the kidney functions are within a normal range or not. And the same thing with the liver as well.
And the CBD treats or the oil or the spray, whatever it is, and how we're administering it to our pet, we can, of course, utilize the CBD, the senior canine treats, because those ones are going to have that CBD benefit along with the ginseng root and the ginseng and the ginger root, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the endocannabinoid system, remember, is throughout the entire body. So
Right.
we do have a positive effect on all these organs. We do have a positive effect on.
Let's get a clean take on that. You were right, but let's get a clean
Okay.
start on Pet Med Labs senior CBD treat and get a clean intro into that also.
Senior canine CBD treat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pet Med Labs, right.
So these different ailments that you're mentioning, I know the Pet Med Labs Senior Canine CBD treat will have all of the wonderful effects with the CBD in it, but also they have those little added bonuses, right? The ginseng root or the ginseng and the ginger root, right?
Yes.
So that's even better for the senior dogs.
Yes, absolutely. And we talked about before the endocannabinoid system being within the entire body. So we do have receptors in the kidneys and the liver, and so for us to give these pure senior treats that.
I know. I'm gone too. I'm gone too. It's okay. Just know that we're both in the clouds together. We'll get back.
You know,
Let's take a deep breath and
you know what honestly would help me? If a piece of paper taped right behind that light that said Pet Med Labs and then senior something,
yes.
then I don't have to spend mental space on those words.
Because I think what we're struggling with, at least I'm speaking for
like
myself,
wrapping it all
is
in, right?
it's one thing if we just talk and ask questions. It's another thing if we have to say certain things.
Yeah, exactly. So if I can just have it right there, so I can just.
You're fine. I am totally with you.
Pet Med Labs senior treat. Senior.
You're doing so well.
Yes,
Right. I
sweet.
would never be able to do it so well.
There's
I would be like, blah, 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 blah.
there's a difference between just talking.